Welcome to another edition of A Game a Day by Isaiah, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. I'm Isaiah Rhodes, and today's matchup will be the winner go home game for the Milwaukee Bucks. They trailed 3-2 against the Brooklyn Nets when the Nets not only came back from an 18-point deficit, but we saw a virtuoso performance from Kevin Durant with 49 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists. The Bucks, who led by 18 by going back to the 7-minute mark of the third quarter, and the Bucks were in control of the game amidst James Harden returning from his his hamstring injury, and the Nets were without Kyrie Irving dealing with an ankle injury that will sideline him potentially for the rest of this series. Uh, with that particular loss, the Bucks' season is not only on the brink, but many believe the head coach Mike Budenholzer's future with the team is in doubt. You saw breakout performances from Jeff Green, who had 27 points. Blake Griffin had 17 points, including some huge three-pointers in the second half to get the Nets back into the game, and the Bucks uh, just completely folded down the stretch when you had the likes of Giannis Antetokounmpo with 36 points. He was 14 of 22 from the floor, had an exceptional game. But again, the Bucks season is on the brink. They start the game up 2-0 as Giannis Antetokounmpo gets a Euro step and layup. Since then, the game has been going back and forth. The Nets have not been able to get any baskets. Jeff Green misses a three from the right corner. Giannis trying to get it to PJ Tucker in the right corner, misses uh, Giannis on the pass, but finds Brook Lopez cutting down the lane for an easy layup off the glass. So Milwaukee's up 4-0. The Bucks actually held serve at home in game 3 and 4 in some hard fought games, especially game 3, in which the Bucks won 86-83. They actually started that game 30-11 through the first quarter, but the Nets outscored them 31-16 in the second and kept pace the rest of the way. James Harden is playing his first game in Milwaukee. He played 46 minutes in game 5, but only contributed 6 points. He was definitely limited away from the prolific scoring and playmaking that we're used to seeing, but just him being out on the floor for the Nets as a decoy was very, very important. And again, his ability to facilitate and be a playmate, be a ball handler, definitely took pressure off of Kevin Durant to some degree. Playing that many minutes in his return definitely contributes uh, to him getting in a rhythm. He was definitely out of sorts in game 5, but having that many minutes in a high pressure situation should definitely bode well for the Nets coming into this game 6. The Nets turn over the ball off of an inbound, so Drew Holiday is able to get out and run, find Giannis Antetokounmpo for an easy layup at the rim, and then Holiday steals the basketball from James Harden. He finds Giannis once again. Giannis back to Drew Holiday under the rim. He kicks out to PJ Tucker for a rare three-pointer at the top of the key, which he misses short. Uh, PJ Tucker is definitely better suited in the corner for threes. Blake Griffin, straightaway three. He misses it. It rims out, rebounded by Chris Middleton. Middleton trying to get into the paint. The Bucks are 0 for 3 from 3, while the Nets are 0 4. Chris Middleton gets into the paint, utilizes the pump fake against James Harden, draws a foul. He'll be going to the free throw line for 2. We look at the turnover in which it got Giannis Antetokounmpo an easy layup at the rim. Tim Hardaway. James Harden uh, mishandled that inbound, and Holiday was able to get the steal, get out and run, and get Giannis that easy basket. The free throw was made by Chris Middleton, so the Bucks are up 7-2. One of the things we're seeing, especially with Drew Holiday, is very active defensively. So far in this series, he's been struggling from the field, and many people have wondered if he's living up to his contract extension that the Bucks signed uh, at the latter part of the season. But right now, he's trying to impact the game in other ways, and right now it's bleeding over into other Bucks as Chris Middleton got a steal off of Kevin Durant trying to kick it out to James Harden. Holiday took a three at the top of the key. He misses it, Bucks already with 4 turnovers, and Joe Harris has his shot blocked by Brook Lopez. Bucks out and running. Euro step by Giannis, and he finishes plus the foul. So the Bucks are up 10-2. They started, as I mentioned, game 3 here in Milwaukee with a 30-11 lead, and they got out to a 14-2 lead in game 5 in Brooklyn. So this is not a foreign uh, this is not a foreign place for the Bucks. The thing is, they can't sustain it for long stretches of time. They'll jump out to a big lead, build momentum, but then the Nets will settle in and then start to make shots, and the Bucks are somewhat backpedaling from there. So let's see if they can sustain this in this winner go home situation. Giannis Antetokounmpo has struggled uh, at the free throw line in the playoffs. He's been a point of contention for many pundits throughout this playoffs because he's so dominant. But uh, when it matters most, he has to knock down his free throws. He completes the M1. Bucks are up 11-2, 7:40 to go here in the first quarter. James Harden at the top of the key, guarded by Giannis. 7 on the shot clock. Harden, step back 3. He knocks it down. So that's the Harden we're used to seeing. Looking down his defender before he steps back into his go-to move. Coming right back, though, Brook Lopez is able to get a big setup from Chris Middleton. So Bucks up 8. We approach 7 minutes to go here in the first. This is a Game of Day by Isaiah, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. This is a winner-go-home situation for the Milwaukee Bucks. 5 on the shot clock. He goes to Kevin Durant. Durant working against PJ Tucker. Jab step. He misses his first shot of the game. Antetokounmpo walking down Blake Griffin. Trying to get inside. He avoids the charge. Goes to Drew Holiday at the top of the key. Holiday, mid-range jumper over Blake. It's good. So the Bucks up 10, 15-5. Giannis showing restraint while walking down Blake Griffin. He's picked up a number of charging calls against Blake and Jeff Green in this series. So he has to manage his fouls, especially in this winner-go-home situation. Kevin Durant misses a 3 at the top of the key straight away. Drew Holiday comes right back down and knocks down the 3. So Milwaukee up by 13, 6:12 to play. It's 18-5. We'll be back as the Bucks trying to avoid elimination. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back as the Bucks lead the Nets 18-5. They have 10 fast breaks. They have 10 fast break points already. They have 2 in game 5. When we look at what they've been able to do in the paint, they have 14 points in paint, and they've been able to sustain because they're drawing, they're forcing turnovers as well. Kevin Durant able to get his first basket of the game, so it's 18-7. And the Nets force a turnover on Chris Middleton. They're trying to get out and run. James Harden on the right wing, cut off by PJ Tucker. Those two go back to their time with the Houston Rockets over many years, battling against the Golden State Warriors, who actually had Kevin Durant for 2 of those years, which the Warriors ran roughshod over the league, really put the league in a tough situation in which they really couldn't stop them. The Rockets actually played them the best out of any team in the league during that 3-year stretch where Kevin Durant was with the Warriors. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond Green. Missed 3 by PJ Tucker. It's 18-9. The Nets trying to inch their way back with under 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. This is game 6, an elimination game for the Milwaukee Bucks as the Nets look to close out this series. Kevin Durant, guarded by Tucker. Pull-up jumper, he misses. Rebounded by Middleton. Giannis looking to go at Joe Harris, stripped by James Harden. As the Nets prepare for that spin, he started left, went to spin back right, and Harden stole that basketball. Timed it perfectly. Harden able to get the switch with PJ Tucker on him, takes the screen, thought about taking the 3, goes to Blake Griffin. Straightaway 3 over Brook Lopez is good. So now Mike Budenholzer has to call a timeout as the Nets are going on a 7-0 run. We'll be back as this is the Game of the Day by Zay presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. The Nets are surging. Welcome back as the Bucks lead the Nets 18-12, but the Nets are on a 7-0 run. And Drew Holiday setting up Brook Lopez at the rim. He misses the left-handed layup but gets the tip in. So good tenacity there from Brook Lopez. Milwaukee leads the Brooklyn Nets 20-12. 3:40 to go. PJ Tucker's been Velcro to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant coming off of a virtuoso performance with 49 points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists. Look at Durant. He misses the fadeaway jumper. Bucks able to get out and run. Nets slow them down just a bit. Drew Holiday misses the left wing jumper. Mike James looking to take a screen from Blake Griffin. Griffin already had knocked down the three earlier in the first quarter. He misses a three there. Rebounded by Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo attacking Jeff Green, kicks it out to Pat Connaughton. Connaughton, left wing three. Jab step, pulls up. He misses it. So we look at the three-point shooting so far. Brooklyn 2 of 8. Milwaukee is 1 of 8. Crossover dribble. Kevin Durant, right to left. Hesitation dribble, gets inside, finishes with the left hand. So it's a two-possession game now, 20-14, back and forth we go. Both teams understand the significance of this game. If you're the Nets, you want to close it out, give your team time to rest. If you're the Bucks, you're trying to keep your season going with a victory here at home. Drew Holiday, understanding the circumstances, gets the finish. We see Pat Connaughton foul Kevin Durant. You look at the crossover dribble from Durant. Great hesitation dribble just to get inside, splitting Giannis Antetokounmpo and going right at Brook Lopez. So we approach 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 2:15 to go. Mike James attacking. Kicks out to Jeff Green. Right corner three. He misses it long off the back rim. Jeff Green, though, had a magnificent game in Game 5, 27 points. In the post. Giannis Antetokounmpo already with 7 points. Guarded by Jeff Green. Spins into the lane. Floater. Takes contact from Jeff Green. And he'll go to the free throw line. So good attack there from Giannis. Giannis working off of that left block, able to spin back into the lane and get that opportunity to the free throw line. There was a possession late in the fourth quarter for the Bucks, going back to Game 5, on that same left block where Giannis had James Harden one-on-one defensively. James Harden was so confident in his defense against Giannis, he called off the double team where Bruce Brown was about to creep over. Giannis backed down and spun away from James towards the baseline and took a fadeaway jumper, which missed horribly with the game on the line under pressure. In that particular situation, he had Jeff Green on him in the same situation, backed down, spun into the lane, and drew contact. That's the type of possession the Bucks needed to see from Giannis going back to Game 5. Again, understanding the circumstances, having to be aggressive, knowing that your season is on the line, Giannis is stepping up. Tonight he has 8 points. He's 2 of 2 at the free throw line. In this series, he's 42% at the free throw line. So Giannis definitely understanding what needs to be done. The Bucks are stepping up. He misses the second free throw short, but it's tapped out by PJ Tucker to Pat Connaughton. Connaughton misses the three long. The Nets get the rebound, and they're at the top of the key where James Harden is back into the game. Passes it to Landry Shamet, who enters the game for the first time. Shamet misses the jumper across the lane and is rebounded by PJ Tucker. Milwaukee up 23-14. Eight on the shot clock. Jeff Green guarding Giannis. Down the hill. Giannis able to finish with that left hand. So Giannis is utilizing his body, being elusive in the lane, despite moving downhill. He's been very, very cautious with how he's drawing contact. He doesn't want to commit those offensive fouls that he's known for. Kevin Durant, though, attacks, works his way left and spins back to the right for a fadeaway jumper. So the Nets trying to keep pace right now. They're down by 9. This is not a foreign space for them, especially here in Milwaukee. They've been down, but they've always been able to settle back in and get uh, the Bucks under pressure. So let's see if uh, that mantra continues. We look at Giannis. He gets into the paint and draws a foul against Kevin Durant, so he'll be going to the free throw line for 2. So we look at the replay of Giannis's downhill layup against Jeff Green. Again, was able to move into the lane towards his left and maneuver his body just enough to avoid that offensive foul. And maybe the Nets are just baiting him for right now, and then they'll build the wall in that fourth quarter. But again, for right now, the Bucks definitely have to utilize those points. They need Giannis to be aggressive if they're gonna have any chance in continuing this season and giving themselves a chance for Game 7. Giannis misses the first, again shooting 42% in this series at the free throw line. Second free throw for Giannis as his free throw routine takes a quite a long time. Again, his routine has been a point of contention throughout this playoff, specifically going back to the Miami series where he actually got a violation for taking more than 10 seconds to get the free throw off. That led to uh, the Heat getting a basket lead going into overtime. The Bucks actually won that game with point 0.5 left in overtime. As Chris Middleton hit the game winner, they went on to sweep Miami. But since then, the Nets have uh, went on uh, to troll Giannis at the free throw line in Brooklyn, putting up the counter for how long he takes at the free throw line. The NBA asked the Nets to stop doing that, which they've done so. But the crowds uh, for Brooklyn, whether it be the Nets contingency that has traveled here in Milwaukee, or even Brooklyn Nets fans, they've counted down how long he is at the free throw line. They definitely challenged him and made it very difficult for him to shoot his free throws. So this is something that he's had to deal with. It's definitely a mental challenge because Giannis, going back a couple of years, was actually a 70% free throw shooter. But since the Nets have become championship contenders and we're going deep into the playoffs and had these expectations, we see Giannis has struggled at the free throw line mightily. He draws another foul against Jeff Green with 4.1 seconds left to go here in the first. He makes the first free throw. So Bucks up 7, 26-19. As you see, the Thanasis Antetokounmpo coming into the game for the Bucks. The Thanasis, more of a spark plug for the Bucks, provides energy for the crowd. Um, he's never going to be looked at as a scorer, but he's definitely an energy guy. Giannis tonight, 11 points, 3 of 6 from the free throw line. He's 42% in this series from the line. He's 52% for the playoffs. Second free throw for Giannis, no good. Rebounded by Kevin Durant. He gets it to James Harden. Great skip pass over to Joe Harris for the right wing three, which he actually makes, which has been a rare sighting here in this series with Joe Harris. He struggled mightily. But the three doesn't count because it was taken after the buzzer. So we end the first quarter. Bucks lead the Nets 26-19 in this Game 6 elimination game, where the Nets can go on to the Eastern Conference Finals, or if the Bucks win, they will move on to Game 7, which will be this Saturday. We'll be back with more. This is a Game of Day by Zay, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. Stay tuned. Welcome back to start the second quarter of this Brooklyn Nets versus the Milwaukee Bucks matchup. here in Game 6. Brooklyn leads this best-of-7 series 3-2. Milwaukee leads 26-19 through the first quarter. The advantage for the Bucks that really got them going was points in the paint with 18 already, 18 points in the paint for the Bucks compared to 8 for the Nets, and they also got 10 fast break points. Chris Middleton finds Bryn Forbes on the left wing, back to Middleton, guarded by Nicholas Claxton. Claxton jab stepped by Middleton. Fadeaway jumper, free throw line extended is good for Chris Middleton. So the Bucks maintaining their lead early here in the second, but the Nets have settled down. They've gotten good contributions from James Harden defensively. Harden out there, he knocked in the three early in the first quarter as well. He finds Joe Harris for a mid-range jumper. And that's always good to see for the Nets as Joe Harris putting the ball in the basket. He struggled mightily here in this series. Chris Middleton fouled on the three, takes contact and knocks it down. Joe Harris closed out too hard there. Middleton able to knock down the three and focus as the contact from Harris too much. As we look at the screen set by Giannis, Harris anticipated the contact and fought over the screen before the contact actually came on the screen. And he ran through Chris Middleton's body. Middleton, 7 points, 2 of 2 from the field. And he's looking to get to 8 points. As if we go back to Game 3 for Milwaukee, where the Bucks won 86-83, Middleton had 35 points to go alongside Giannis Antetokounmpo's 33 points. Middleton and Antetokounmpo scored 79% of the Bucks' 86 points. Durant, guarded by Drew Holiday. He gets in the post, takes the double team with Bryn Forbes. Back into the post for Durant. He misses the fadeaway jumper over Drew Holiday. So Durant, while he has 8 points, he's struggling from the field. Antetokounmpo at the rim draws contact by Joe Harris and Claxton. The foul is called against Claxton. Giannis was not shooting, though, as he looked to kick it out to that corner as the foul was called. So it'll be sideline out of bounds. 15 on the shot clock. Antetokounmpo fake handoff as he goes to Holiday in the right corner. Back to Giannis in the post mismatch with Landry Shamet on him. He kicks it out to Holiday. Holiday back to Giannis under the rim. Giannis is able to finish with the right hand slam. So good setup and two-man game between Holiday and Antetokounmpo. The Bucks able to get a steal. Bryn Forbes almost had a three. Top of the key set up from Giannis back out to Forbes. He misses it off the left side of the rim. I'm not quite sure how that turnover for the Nets materialized as the camera panned away from them. But the Bucks able to get out and run, get a three from Forbes. He wasn't able to knock it down. So who comes right back and knocks down the three? James Harden. 2 threes for James Harden. He's very engaged for the Nets. Again, he got his first game action since straining his hamstring in the first game of this series, in which he was out. He was initially going to be out for an extended period of time, in which he had to force his way back with the injury to Kyrie Irving, who's going to be out for the foreseeable future, dealing with that right ankle sprain. So 46 minutes in Game 5, very, very limited in how he played. But we see James Harden tonight not really attacking the paint, but he's knocking down the three. He's facilitating. He's very engaged with his teammates, and he's trying to keep the Nets in it. Harden draws a foul against Antetokounmpo, and Antetokounmpo goes to the bench. So Bucks up by 12, 36-24. Bruce Brown set up by Kevin Durant in the paint for that go-to floater that we saw in Game 4 from Brown. But, in Game 3 from Brown. But it was blocked. Bucks come down. They have a turnover. And now James Harden on that left wing pulls up for three, stops on the dime. He misses it, but the offensive rebound goes right back to him, and we see that floater from Harden that he's uh, made famous over the last couple of years. It could have been an alley oop, but it was an ambiguous situation. You don't know how to guard it. It turns into a floater. So Brooklyn gets it to within 10. Harden with 8 points. Holiday working that left baseline, kicks it out to Forbes. It's deflected by Kevin Durant. So 12 on the shot clock. You look at the Nets right now, they're going small. They have James Harden, Bruce Brown, Landry Shamet, and Kevin Durant and Blake Griffin on the floor. Brent Forbes, step back jumper over Blake Griffin is good. For the Bucks, Drew Holiday, Brook Lopez, Brent Forbes, PJ Tucker, and Chris Middleton are on the floor. Landry Shamet, straightaway three. He draws a foul on Brent Forbes. So good setup there between Landry Shamet and James Harden. Shamet able to draw the foul on Forbes. Shamet was shooting a three. So this would be an opportunity for Shamet to uh, get into the score sheet in this series. Just under 17 minutes played per game, averaging just under 6 points per game, 5.6 points per game. But he's 6 for 14 from three. First free throw for Shamet is good. We see uh, legendary head coach for Michigan State, Tom Izzo, at the game. As Kevin Durant goes to the bench, Bucks up 10. They're sustaining this double-digit lead. But one of the things, as I mentioned, the Nets have been able to do all series is settle in really, really well and get used to the Bucks' defensive schemes. And once the Bucks go cold from the outside, the Nets are always able to put pressure on the Bucks down the stretch. Can the Bucks build a big enough lead to where they won't have to expend so much energy here in Game 6? If I'm the Bucks, with my season on the line, I sustain that level of urgency. Bruce Brown, set up by James Harden, forward three off the left wing, and it's good. One of the things that James Harden, who obviously gets credit for his tremendous playmaking, but just his presence on the floor, regardless of if he's getting an assist or not. As Bruce Brown knocked down that three, the Bucks shooting 57% from the floor, the Nets shooting 43%. His presence allows for the role players outside of Durant and Harden to really have a space. They get much better shots with Harden on the floor. They get much better opportunities in spacing. While Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving have become much more willing passers, understanding that James Harden is out. It's just a different dynamic once Harden is on the floor. And that's why we see Joe Harris finally starting to make shots. We see Bruce Brown in better situations to get shots. We see Jeff Green getting better shots. That has to do with Harden's presence on the floor. He's never, well, I won't say never. He's in a limited space right now dealing with the hamstring, so it'll be a while before we see him at his optimal performance. And again, those hamstrings flare up. You never know when they'll flare up, and it might be a lingering issue through this entire playoff run. But one thing the Nets will always need is Harden's ability to be on the floor, his ability to set up others and just see things for role players in ways that maybe Durant and Kyrie just can't. Right now, there's a timeout on the floor as the Bucks lead by 11, 42-31. We'll be back with more. This is the Game of Day by Isaiah presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. This is Game 6 between the Brooklyn Nets and the Milwaukee Bucks. Welcome back as the Nets trail the Bucks 42-31 here in Game 6. We look at the team stats so far. Nets shooting 43%, while the Bucks are shooting 57%. Nets with the basketball, trying to get into a rhythm. They have James Harden out there. Harden utilizing his craftiness to make an impact on his game despite being hampered by that hamstring injury. He misses a floater there, but he's very, very aggressive here in Game 6. We see Giannis in the post going against Jeff Green. Very, very aggressive with Giannis. Almost picked up a offensive foul there. Refs don't call it. He's able to get the finish. So Bucks up 13. You see James Harden gets the switch with Antetokounmpo on him. He knocked down a three earlier in the first quarter against Giannis. He attacks and finds Blake Griffin under the rim. Griffin able to maneuver just enough under that baseline, under the rim on the baseline, and gets the reverse. And although Brook Lopez avoids the foul, Blake able to get the finish. Chris Middleton misses the fadeaway against Joe Harris. Nets trail by 11. Under 6 minutes to play here in the first half. Harden again gets the switch with Antetokounmpo on. Kicks it out to Blake Griffin. Griffin knocked down a number of threes in Game 5, which really helped the Nets stay in the game before they made their run to take the lead and finish out that 114-108 comeback after trailing by 18 in the third quarter. What do we see? James Harden get another floater in the paint. He's very, very deceptive, utilizing hesitation dribbles. He gets into the paint, and again, very, very crafty with how he works around the rim. Harden, again, gets the switch with Giannis on him. Takes the three, right wing, knocks it down. That's his second three-pointer made over Giannis Antetokounmpo. He has 3 3-pointers made in this first half, and he's very, very aggressive. So it's a 6-point game now. Bucks are watching the Nets going a 7-0 run led by Harden. So we look at Giannis guarding Harden, trying to force Harden right. Harden able to maneuver just enough, get that floater. Then he comes right back. He gets the switch with Giannis on him again. Step back three, knocks it down. He's very, 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 very comfortable with his areas on the floor. He knows them so well. He's so crafty, so skilled. And I think we see and we're noticing how skilled Harden is. And as I say that, the Nets force a turnover as Chris Middleton couldn't quite handle the pass off the inbound. Blake Griffin gets the steal, gets out and run, and finishes the layup. So now Brooklyn on a 9-0 run as the Bucks only lead by 4 now, 44-40. Giannis, guarded by Blake, thinking about a mid-range jumper. Instead gets a floater and he finishes. The Bucks needed that in the worst way as this crowd is trying to implore them to pick it up. But again, back to my James Harden point, I think we're seeing how skilled he is, especially dealing with this injury. He's definitely limited in how he's moving. But again, he knows how to maneuver. He knows how to manipulate just enough to get defenses frustrated. He's drawing fouls now here in this game. In game 5, he rarely got to the free throw line, which is a staple for his game. He needs that free throw line to get those points on the board. He's one of the most prolific scorers in NBA history, as he has 3 scoring titles in the last 4 seasons. We look at him drawing the foul on Giannis here. Big 2-man game between him and Blake Griffin. He gets the pass to Blake Griffin on the right wing, then gets it right back moving down the lane. And as he anticipated Giannis in pursuit, moving down the lane, he stopped on the dime and was able to get the floater up and drew the foul. In 46 minutes, Harden had 5 points, 1 of 10 from the floor. Tonight in 18 minutes, already 13 points. He misses the second free throw. He goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line. But again, very, very aggressive and assertive. And the Nets definitely need it right now as they trail by 5, 46-41. Under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Drew Holiday, step back 3. Antetokounmpo gets the offensive rebound. Finds Chris Middleton on the left wing. He steps into the 3 with confidence and knocks it down. So the Bucks back up by 8. They needed that in the worst way. Kevin Durant at the top of the key. He's attacking downhill against Brook Lopez. Looked to kick out, but it's stolen by Drew Holiday. It was deflected just a bit. Three-pointer for Brook Lopez, rims out, and Kevin Durant comes down with the rebound. Nets get a great outlet pass to Jeff Green, but he's cut off by Brook Lopez. Trying to go for that uh, pick and roll was James Harden to Jeff Green, but it's a kick ball against Brook Lopez. So they put 14 on the shot clock for the Nets. This Bucks crowd can't believe the call, but it was a kickball. Three-point shot for Kevin Durant. He makes him pay. Big time basket for the Nets just to keep pace right now. 49-44, 2:58 to go here in the first half. Attacking is Chris Middleton. He's fouled. He almost got that layup. He can't believe he missed it, but Blake Griffin is called for the foul. 2:53 to go here in the first half. The field goal percentage is starting to even out as the Nets have gotten it up to 50%. 17 to 34 from the floor, 7 of 15 from three. The Bucks 54%, 3 of 14 from three. Their calling card has been the points in the paint, with 28 points in the paint already here in the first half. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back as Chris Middleton will get 2 free throws when we return. It's 2:53 to go here in the first half. I'm Isaiah Rose. This is the Game of the Day by Isaiah, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. Welcome back. This is the Game of the Day by Isaiah, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. Bucks lead the Nets here in Game 6, 49-44. Chris Middleton is at the free throw line, 2:53 to go here in the first half. Middleton makes the first. Both teams have gone back and forth. The Bucks have led all game, but the Nets have kept pressure on them to keep them continuously having to score. Right now, the Nets are leveling off and starting to become more efficient. The Bucks just haven't knocked down the basket from three, although they've been able to score in the paint. They're 10 of 14 here in this quarter, while the Nets are 9 of 14. Durant, guarded by PJ Tucker in the right corner. Jab step Durant, pull up mid-range jumper, falls short, but the offensive rebound is there for Blake Griffin. He finishes with the left hand. Antetokounmpo, given space by Blake Griffin, takes the mid-range jumper. It's pure. So good mid-range jumper there by Giannis, able to utilize the space against Blake and was able to knock that down. And we look at a foul called against the Bucks. So we look at the replay by Blake, able to get position inside of Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton. Grab that Kevin Durant missed with the left hand, able to guide it in the rim. And I think Blake Griffin was hit in the groin, and they're going to review this foul. Griffin already with 9 points, 4 of 6 from the floor, 3 rebounds, but they're going to review this foul to determine whether it's flagrant or not. I still gotta see who the foul is on. Okay, so they say the foul is on PJ Tucker fighting through the Blake Griffin screen, but they're going to see whether this foul will be determined as a flagrant. 2:08 left here to go in the first half. You see Steve Nash trying to implore his team to stay aggressive and stay in attack mode. We see Griffin trying to set the screen for PJ. PJ did foul Blake fighting through, but I don't look at it as anything malicious there. He just lowered his shoulder. Yeah, they'll call a foul. It's definitely a foul, but I don't think it's a flagrant. And then when you look at the foul, you can see Blake didn't even get hit in the groin. He just took a shot to the stomach. So they uphold the call. It's just a common foul against PJ. So because the Bucks are in the penalty, Blake Griffin will go to the free throw line. So this will give the Nets an opportunity to inch even closer. We've been within this 6 to 9 point window here in the second quarter. Every time the Bucks build a three possession lead, you'll see the Nets go on a run. Then the Bucks will come back just to keep the crowd engaged. And but again, the Nets are doing their job. They're keeping the pressure on the Bucks. The Bucks trail in this series 3-2. This is a win or go home game. If the Nets can just keep it close and finish down the stretch, then we'll see what this Bucks team is made of. A lot has been made about their playoff exits over the last couple of years. To lose in the fashion that they did in Game 5, especially being up 18 in the second half, and then to see Kevin Durant obviously scoring 49 points in a virtuoso performance in the fashion that he did is but so much you can do there. But from an execution standpoint, getting better shots, finding ways to get Giannis in effective areas to score. Those are areas that the Bucks can control. And just over the last couple of years, whether they lost to the Raptors in 2019, Miami in 2020, and in this series here, they definitely will definitely have to answer some questions if they lose this series. Drew Holiday misses a three, rebounded by James Harden. He gets it to Kevin Durant. Jumping the screen is Giannis Antetokounmpo trying to double team Kevin. 3-point shot for Joe Harris is no good. Rebounded by Drew Holiday. Holiday trying to push the pace, finds Giannis. Giannis kicks it out to Chris Middleton. 3-point shot on the left wing, it's good. So the Bucks utilizing those threes just enough to keep the Nets at bay, now up by 8 as we approach a minute to go here in the first half. Straightaway three for Durant. He misses it off the back rim, chased down by Giannis. Antetokounmpo on that left block. Thought about a thought about a jumper. Goes to Chris Middleton for three. Right back in the same spot in that left wing. Knocked it down. So now the Bucks back up 11. 48 seconds to go in the first half. Chris Middleton, 5 of 7 from the field, 4 of 4 from 3 with 19 points. He might be on his way to a high 30-point performance, very similar to Game 3. We look at Kevin Durant. Attack. Working his way down the lane. Took the contact. He'll be going to the free throw line for 2. As we look at Giannis, drawing kick. He drew the attention of the Nets. There were 4 defenders in the paint there. Then coming right back, one-on-one with Blake. Instead of taking that mid-range jumper, Blake was trying to bait him for the mid-range. He went up and kicked it right back out to Chris Middleton for those 2 free throws. But Durant will go to the free throw line. We look at Durant in 48 minutes of Game 5, 49 points, just a magnificent performance all the way around. He was 1 free throw away from 50. He missed that free throw, and he was definitely upset about that. But again, you can't be perfect all the time. Durant's all-around play was definitely needed, especially with the limited Harden, who definitely came out and gave all he could with 46 minutes of play on a bum hamstring. But the 49, 15, and 10 for Durant definitely help put the Nets in position to close out the series. Durant misses both free throws, a rare occasion there, as Chris Middleton tried to get a 3 on the run. He misses it off the left wing. So there's a 1-second differential between shot clock and game clock. This will probably be the last possession of the first half. Durant, who just missed both free throws, gets it at the top of the key, guarded by P.J. Tucker. 13 points for Durant. Crossover dribble on P.J. Pull up 3. Misses it short. Rebounded by Jeff Green, and it's deflected by Chris Middleton as the buzzer sounds. The Bucks survive here in the first half, up by 11, 59-48. We look at the field goal shooting for both teams. Nets shooting 46%. The Bucks shooting 51%. 3-point shooting favors the Nets with 7 of 18 from the floor. But there's been timely threes from the Bucks, as Chris Middleton has made 4 of the Bucks' 5 threes. In the free throw shooting, the Bucks have been to the free throw line 12 times. The Nets have been to the free throw line 8 times. Nets 5 of 8. The Bucks are 8 of 12. The area of dominance for the Bucks right now is points in the paint. They have 28 points in the paint compared to 20 for the Nets, and they've also gotten out on the fast break. They have 13 fast break points compared to the Nets 2. For the Nets, they've gotten big first half performances from James Harden in 19 minutes. He's been able to, pardon me, in 22 minutes, he's been able to score 14 points of 5 of 7 shooting, 3 of 4 from 3, and he's also been a playmaker for others with 4 assists. Kevin Durant, not as efficient as he was in game 6, pardon me, in game 5. He's 6 of 15 here in the first half with 13 points. PJ Tucker has been in attack mode defensively, making it very difficult for him, putting the body into him. But again, Durant, even though he's shooting 6 of 15, we've seen him turn it around from first half to second half here in Milwaukee. If we go back to his game 3 performance, he was 2 of 10 in the first half and finished the second half 9 of 17. So it's not beyond a reproach for him to turn it around in the second half and get on the efficient side. For the Bucks, they've gotten big performances from Giannis Antetokounmpo, 8 of 9 from the floor, 19 points, 11 rebounds already. Chris Middleton, I mentioned his three-point shooting, 4 of 5 from 3, 5 of 8 from the floor with 19 points. Drew Holiday has stepped up here in 22 minutes in the first half, 5 of 12 from the floor, 11 points. He has 3 assists, 3 rebounds, and he's been able to attack defensively with 3 steals as well. So we'll be back with more as this is the Game of Day by Zay presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. The Bucks on the brink of elimination, trailing in this series 2 games to 3. The Nets ahead 3 games to 2 in this best of 7. But if the Bucks can hold on, we might see a Game 7 on Saturday. So stay tuned for more. This is the Game a Day by Zay. Welcome back. As this is the Game of the Day by Zay, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. We enter this the second half with 9 minutes to play. The Bucks are up by 12, 64 to 52. The Bucks have come out, knocked down a number of threes. The Nets are missing their threes, and Joe Harris trying to get a finish at the rim. He has it blocked by Brook Lopez with 0.6 of a second left here in the 0.6 of a second left on the shot clock. So we spoke about prior to halftime the spectacular performances by Giannis Antetokounmpo and Chris Middleton. They'll have to sustain that to make sure that this Bucks team, who trails in this series 3 games to 2, and they're trying to extend this series to get it to Game 7 on Saturday. Jeff Green able to get the layup as the shot clock expired, so it's a 10-point game now, 64 to 54. PJ Tucker trying to set up Giannis Antetokounmpo, has it stolen by James Harden. Harden trying to get out and run. Harden with 14 points. He has a number of steals as well. Just very, very active despite dealing with that compromised hamstring. Great setup by Kevin Durant for Blake Griffin in the post. He fouled inside. He'll go to the free throw line for 2. Blake Griffin, as I mentioned in many broadcasts and Nets games, Blake Griffin has definitely turned his career around. Obviously, in the latter stages of his career, trying to find his way to a championship. He's been known in his prime as a high flyer and finisher at the rim, one of the best dunkers during his time. But a number of injuries have taken away from his athleticism. He's been able to rework his role on this team, obviously a star on the Clippers and Pistons, but on this team he's been the scrappy guy, the defender, the one that's going to do the little things to make sure that this team has an interior presence and really, really active, providing versatility as well, as he can play the small ball 5 while also defending his natural position at power forward. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Blake goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Bucks trying to get a shot off before the end of the shot clock. They do. PJ Tucker misses a 3 from the right corner. Offensive rebound by Brook Lopez, has it stolen by Joe Harris. Nets get out and run. Kevin Durant on the left wing, guarded by PJ Tucker. He's fouled. So that will save the possession for the Nets. The third foul on PJ Tucker. Obviously, PJ Tucker has been tasked with having to guard one of the greatest offensive players we've ever seen, one of the most skilled basketball players we've ever seen. And not only has he lived up to that challenge, he's taken it on in stride despite suffering some magnificent performances from Kevin Durant. But he hasn't let that stop his tenacity, and he's definitely helped the Bucks. Jeff Green at the rim misses the layup. Blake Griffin couldn't get the rebound and putback. It's deflected out of bounds by Drew Holiday, but it's 14 on the shot clock. Nets retain possession. 7:28 to go here in the third. Durant off the dribble, guarded by Chris Middleton. And it'll be another turnover for Durant. Durant just hasn't been as crisp as we're used to seeing. Durant right now, not shooting as well as we're used to. He's coming off of a magnificent performance in game 5, but tonight shooting bad from the floor, and a number of turnovers also. Missed 3 from Drew Holiday. Offensive rebound goes to Brook Lopez. He gets it out to Chris Middleton at the top of the key. He misses the 3. James Harden, 6:55 to go, looking for Jeff Green inside. Contact against Brook Lopez. Lopez able to defend without fouling, and he's able to tip the rebound out to Giannis Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo straight downhill, able to avoid the charge utilizing the Euro step, and he gets inside for the finish. So 66-55, Bucks ahead. Durant attacking, had it stolen by Drew Holiday. Holiday out on the run with that left hand, trying to finish. Blake Griffin able to prevent the layup. He fouls Drew Holiday, but he prevents the easy layup. Again, those turnovers starting to add up here for the Nets. We look at the finish by Antetokounmpo, able to get the Euro step around Blake Griffin just enough to get that finish. We'll be back with more as the Bucks lead the Nets by 11, and they're looking to build their lead as Drew Holiday will go to the free throw line for 2. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back as the Bucks lead the Nets with Giannis Antetokounmpo, 21 points, 9 of 10 from the floor, 14 rebounds. He's already had a double-double by the end of halftime, and now he has his 10th double-double already in this postseason. Drew Holiday makes both free throws, so the Bucks up by 13 now, 68-55, 6:22 to go here in the third quarter. Kevin Durant gets Brook Lopez backpedaling just enough to pull up for that mid-range jumper off the left block. Antetokounmpo, guarded by Blake Griffin. Mid-range jumper. He misses it off the back rim. And we got a foul against Brook Lopez trying to, or what they say it was just deflected off of Brook. Okay, so it won't be a foul, but it'll be Nets possession as Brook Lopez couldn't get the offensive rebound. 11-point game. Blake, top of the key, thought about a 3. Goes to Landry Shamet on the dribble handle. Blake looking to find a guard. He goes to Shamet, back to James Harden. Guarded by Chris Middleton. Shot clock winding down, was going up for the 3, but was looking for the bailout pass to Shamet. It'll be a turnover for the Nets. Bucks possession. 11 turnovers for the Nets tonight. The Bucks have 7 turnovers. In the post, James Harden guarded by Giannis. Giannis working the baseline is called for the turnover as Giannis steps out of bounds before making the pass into the paint. So good defense there by Harden as he was able to utilize the baseline as an extra defender, forcing that turnover. So we approach 5 minutes to play here in the third. Giannis gets Giannis into the switch, but he goes to Durant, who has Drew Holiday on in the post. Durant has it deflected by Holiday. Fadeaway jumper by fadeaway jumper by Kevin Durant over Drew Holiday. Despite the exceptional defense by Drew Holiday, that 7-foot shooting guard in Kevin Durant is just too skilled. That fadeaway jumper was great. And now you look at Durant's field goal percentage. He started the second half 6 for 15. He's made 3 straight. Now he's 9 of 18. Chris Middleton comes right back, gets a mid-range. So he's keeping that double-digit lead for the Bucks. 21 points for Chris Middleton. So both Middleton and Antetokounmpo stepping up here in Game 6. Again, Drew Holiday guarding Kevin Durant. Inside, Durant just getting everything he wants. Able to work off that left block, work his way to the middle of the paint, and get that floater inside. Drew Holiday again at the point of attack, trying to deny, making it difficult in the post against Kevin, but it doesn't matter. Middleton, skip pass over to Pat Connaughton. Left corner 3. He misses it off the back rim. Great tip out there by Jeff Green. He didn't get the rebound, but he got it to Blake Griffin. Durant, once again, this time goes to the right block. Guarded by Drew Holiday in the post. Fadeaway jumper, this time over Brook Lopez. Good help defense there by Brook Lopez at the last minute to make that fadeaway difficult for Kevin. In and out dribble by Antetokounmpo. He misses the shot, going up for the offensive rebound, and he will be fouled by Jeff Green. Green got hit in the face there. But Jeff took the brunt of that punishment there. We look at the in and out dribble by Giannis. He goes up. He misses the shot. He gets the offensive rebound, but he comes down, and they call the foul on Jeff. You can see Steve Nash and Kevin Durant clearly contesting that call there. Jeff definitely got hit in the nose there. We look at the miss. The miss is clean, but he goes up for that rebound. And as he comes down, he hits Jeff with that left elbow. But I think they're going to call the foul as Jeff is going up through Giannis's body prior to Giannis getting the rebound. And I think that's where they called the foul. But at the end of it, Jeff took the shot in the nose. But turnover by Okay, so they say that it'll be Bucks basketball. Drew Holiday was driving on the baseline and kicked it. Was trying to kick it out, but they say it's a kick ball. It initially looked like a Nets forced turnover there as they were going to get out and run, but possession will stay with the Bucks. 14 on shot clock. 3:19 to go here in the third quarter. Drew Holiday takes the screen from Giannis, has Blake Griffin on the switch. Step back 3. He misses it. Strong rebound by Kevin Durant, and he slows it down. But Durant's gotten it going here in the third quarter. 9 of 19 from the field, 3 of 4 here in this third quarter. Great footwork in the post against P.J. Tucker, working on that right block. Able to get a pump fake, work his way inside, and lean in for a jumper. So it's 70-63. Nets again, keeping it close, keeping the pressure on the Bucks. Can they continue to score? Holiday attacking and gets a strong finish over Bruce Brown. Brown with the initial defense on Drew, making it tough inside. But again, Drew Holiday coming up big here for the Bucks, all with his all-around game, scoring, playing defense, making it happen. So stay tuned for more with 2:22 to go here in the third. Bucks up by 9, 72-63. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. This is the Game of the Day by Zay. Stay tuned. Welcome back as the Nets come out of that timeout with a basket really quickly. Set up as James Harden set up Kevin Durant. 72-65. Bucks lead the Nets. Giannis Antetokounmpo out to Drew Holiday. Step back three over Bruce Brown. He misses it off the back rim. Rebounded by Kevin Durant. So we're under 2 minutes to play here in the third. Nets keeping it close. Durant's picked it up here in the second half. He's evened out his field goal percentage now at 50% after coming into the into the second half, shooting 6 of 15. And now James Harden draws a foul on the three. He'll be going to the free throw line to push this 3-possession lead that the Bucks have, or down to 4 if he makes all 3 free throws. Harden, very, very skilled at drawing the foul. It looks as if Harden actually kicked out his legs at the end to draw the contact, but we'll see. Well, they won't review it, so Harden will get the free throws. But that's one of the things that the competition committee for the NBA will review: the unnatural shooting motions and fouls that are drawn by the offensive players. A lot of that, obviously, is built around James Harden, Trae Young, and others. So the league will definitely look into that and the unnatural shooting motions of certain fouls that obviously will always go to the offensive player more recently, but now with the competition committee, they'll definitely try to rework that, try to favor the defensive player, as now you see uh, more players starting to speak up more often, more coaches. Harden goes 2 of 3 at the free throw line. It's a 5-point game, 72-67. Antetokounmpo kicks out to Holiday. Holiday kicks it out to Brook Lopez. 8 on the shot clock. Brook Lopez against Kevin Durant in the post. Gets it to Antetokounmpo. 2 on the shot clock. Pulls up for the mid-range jumper. He misses it. Offensive rebound, P.J. Tucker out to Chris Middleton. So we're under a minute to play. Bucks up 5. Middleton, fadeaway jumper. Big-time basket. Big-time basket for the Bucks as the pressure is on by the Nets. 74-67. 3-possession lead. Middleton with 23.7 of 12 from the floor, 4 of 7 from 3. James Harden guarded by Antetokounmpo. Harden for 3, tried to draw the foul. No call. Rebounded by Drew Holiday. 30 seconds left. Chris Middleton, mid-range jumper. It rolls around the rim and drops in. So it's a 9-point game now. Bucks respond with a quick 4-0 run as the Nets got it to within 5. So it's a 4-second differential between shot clock and game clock. 13 seconds left in the quarter. Kevin Durant, guarded by P.J. Tucker. Looking to attack. Gets it off the back rim. Rebounded by Middleton. 5 seconds left. Can the Bucks get a shot up? They go to Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo tries to get the shot up. He misses it, but Middleton attacking the backboard right before the end of the quarter, able to get the layup just in time as the shot clock expired. So 78-67, Chris Middleton has made a quick spark with a couple of baskets to extend this lead. With 0.4 of a second, able to get the rebound off of the Giannis missed layup and get the finish. So the Bucks go into the fourth up 11, 78-67. Stay tuned for more. This is the Game of the Day by Zay, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. This is Game 6 with the Bucks on the brink. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back. We start the fourth with a Giannis Antetokounmpo layup that gets him to 23 points. He has to keep pace with Kevin Durant, who entered the fourth with 25. And he picked up his scoring and efficiency here in the third quarter. He starts the fourth with an air ball, trying to respond to Giannis. But again, the Bucks up by 13, trying to save their season. Chris Middleton fouled on the three by Joe Harris. As Middleton's picked up his scoring, especially the latter part of that third quarter, as the Nets had got it to within 5. It was 67-72, and some quick baskets by Chris Middleton opened up a 9-point lead, and here we are as the Bucks have opened up their lead now to 13. Middleton with 27 points, 4 of 7 from 3, 9 of 14 from the floor. Middleton, big baskets here. He actually started the series really, really bad, shooting horribly from the floor. But we saw the turnaround in Milwaukee in Game 3 and Game 4. And since then, he's sustained an efficient level of shooting. He's been scoring for the Bucks, understanding that he has to be there to complement Antetokounmpo if this Bucks team is going to have any chance at defeating this high-powered Nets team. He goes 2 of 3 at the free throw line. Bucks up 15, 82-67. Durant guarded by Antetokounmpo here in the fourth. Crossover dribble against Antetokounmpo. The double team coming over late as P.J. Tucker made it difficult on that pass. Kevin Durant tried to dump it off to Jeff Green, but it's a turnover. Brooklyn with 12 turnovers. Brooklyn with 12 turnovers. The Milwaukee Bucks with 8. Antetokounmpo, 8 on the shot clock. Going against Landry Shamet. Skip pass over to P.J. Tucker in that right corner. He misses the 3. Another rebound for Durant. And P.J. Tucker fouls Kevin Durant 94 feet away from the basket. If you're Mike Budenholzer, you respect and admire the aggression, but you got to be more judicious with your fouls, especially here in the fourth quarter. The Bucks are 10 minutes away, or a little over 10 minutes away from forcing a Game 7. Can the Nets turn it around offensively and try to steal this game? They start with the three-pointer from Kevin Durant on the left wing. With Kevin Durant's prowess for scoring, and now with James Harden in the groove offensively for the Nets, the Bucks are under pressure to keep scoring. Can they continue to put the ball in the basket? As we know, this Nets team can get in the rhythm fairly quickly, and deficits can turn into leads really fast. Durant trying to get a back-to-back 3 set up. He misses it off the right wing. So the missed threes for the Nets are bailing out the Bucks to a degree. Drew Holiday trying to set up Giannis Antetokounmpo. It was deflected, and the Nets able to get a turnover. Kevin Durant at the rim. The layup is good as Drew Holiday couldn't stop Durant at the rim. So now it's a 10-point game with 9:36 to play. As I mentioned, deficits can quickly turn into leads with this Nets team. They're too high-powered offensively. You got Kevin Durant in the groove here in the second half. James Harden, despite the limited hamstring ability, he's been able to be crafty and find ways to put the ball in the basket when the Nets need it most, and he's been an exceptional playmaker tonight. Stay tuned for more. This is a Game of the Day by Isaiah, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. The Bucks lead the Nets 82-72 here in the fourth quarter. Welcome back. As James Harden able to work Chris Middleton on the switch, steal the basketball, and get out and run as Kevin Durant is fouled on that fast break. Great defense as Chris Middleton tried to work the crossover right to left. Harden very, very deceptive defensively. He went through a number of years, but many people question his effort on the defensive end, and obviously understanding his availability and how durable he's been on the offensive side, what he's been able to do and has been asked to do on the offensive end. One can argue that sometimes you can tend to take some time off on the defensive end if you're going to carry such an offensive load. But when he's motivated, he definitely takes care of the defensive end. He's not a pushover in the post. He's definitely utilized his size to his advantage. And again, he's crafty in terms of using his hands and getting steals when necessary. It's an 8-point game, 82-74. 14 on the shot clock. Nets possession. James Harden be baseline out of bounds, trying to get it inbounded. He goes to Jeff Green on the left wing. 14 on the shot clock. Joe Harris steps up for a three, makes that three. So a big time three for Joe Harris coming up in the clutch for the Nets. It's a 5-point game. The Nets are on a 10-0 run over the last 3 minutes. Middleton trying to kick it out to Durant. It's deflected, and possession will stay with the Bucks. But this is the second time the Nets have gotten it to within. This is the second time that the Nets have gotten it to within 5. Late in that third quarter, they got it to within 5, and Chris Middleton got a number of baskets to stretch it to 11. Now here in the fourth, he draws a foul going up for 3 on Joe Harris. So 3 free throws for Middleton will give the Bucks a 3-possession lead, which they would need, especially with 8:20 to go. You have to figure out how to continue to score. This Nets team is too efficient. So the Nets will challenge the call to determine whether this is a foul on the floor or will it be in the act of shooting. I believe it'll be a 3-shot foul. I think the challenge will be unsuccessful, but we've seen stranger things happen. Stay tuned for more as the Nets are trying to make their run. They're on a 10-0 run, trailing the Bucks by 5 with 8 minutes to play. Stay tuned. Okay, so welcome back. They went through all of that just for the Nets to call off the challenge because Joe Harris understood he fouled Chris Middleton and he didn't want to waste the challenge for no reason. So they went through the commercial, they went through the whole song and dance just to come back and say the Nets aren't challenging. So Middleton has made 2 of the first 3. He's getting ready to get his third free throw right here. Again, big buckets by Chris Middleton every time the Nets have made a run, and he'll need to continue to do so as James Harden and Kevin Durant obviously very, very prolific. They know how to draw fouls. They know how to put pressure on your defense. And now Joe Harris, Landry Shamet, and Jeff Green are on the floor. So these are capable shooters as well. James Harden dribble handoff with Joe Harris, trying to work its way to Kevin Durant at the top of the key. Back to Durant. Durant now has Antetokounmpo on him. Straightaway 3, he misses it short, rebounded by Chris Middleton. So under 8 minutes to play, Holiday on the left wing, looking to attack Jeff Green. He finishes with the left hand at the rim. Strong finish by Drew Holiday. It's a 10-point game. So every time the Nets have made a run at that 5-point lead, the Bucks respond. PJ Tucker gets a steal on Kevin Durant, and we got a foul against Kevin Durant going up to block an Antetokounmpo at the rim. So they're probably going to look at this replay. Obviously, you want to protect the game. It's a good, hard playoff foul. You don't want to give up anything easy. Good defense there by Giannis and PJ Tucker to prevent that pick and roll with Kevin Durant. And we see the foul by Kevin to prevent Giannis going up in the air for an easy layup. It's not a flagrant foul, just a good, hard, tough playoff foul. Antetokounmpo in this series shooting 42%. In the playoffs, shooting 52%. It's been a point of discussion over this entire playoff run and over the last couple of years as you see Giannis's free throw percentage deteriorate as the season goes on under pressure. But he makes this first free throw, Bucks up 11. 7:30 to go here in the fourth. The funny thing is, even though the Bucks are here at home, you're seeing a big Brooklyn Nets contingency here. So I don't know if they traveled all the way from Brooklyn, or you have, obviously the Brooklyn Nets have a high profile team, so you have fans in Milwaukee that have become Brooklyn Nets fans overnight. We'll see. But Durant trying to set up Jeff Green at the rim. PJ Tucker again coming up with a big steal that Jeff Green turned over the basketball. We got an and one opportunity for Giannis Antetokounmpo out on a fast break, taking that contact, finishes at the rim. The Nets want to charge, but Giannis finishes the basket. It's a 14-point game. Giannis attacking. Joe Harris tried to step in and take that charge. Not quite set. Yeah, wasn't quite set. He tried to lean into that charge. So it'll be an M1. Giannis gets the finish. Can he complete the M1 and put the Bucks up 15? Giannis completes the M1. It's 92-77 with 7 minutes to play. The Bucks have responded with their own 10-0 run with 1:34 to go here over the last 1 minute and 34 seconds. Landry Shamet at the rim, going up against Giannis. Couldn't finish that layup. Giannis gets the stop. He has the basketball moving downhill. Euro step against Jeff Green once again. Misses the layup. Drew Holiday is there for the putback, but it's fouled. James Harden commits the foul on Drew, so Drew will go to the free throw line. Good contest there by Giannis on Landry Shamet, which started that fast break. Giannis actually had an opportunity to make that layup. It should have been made, but Drew Holiday on the pursuit attacked the offensive glass and got the free throw. Drew tonight, 19 points. He's 8 of 21 from the floor. Still not shooting well, but he's very aggressive. He's knocked down timely baskets. He's been in the paint, setting up others. He's getting steals defensively. Durant pulls up from 3. He misses it off the back rim. Rebounded by Drew Holiday. So the Bucks are about 6 minutes away from forcing a Game 7. Can they finish it out? Giannis, dribble handoff. Pat Connaughton for 3. Rims out. Rebounded by Giannis. And he slams it home on Jeff Green. Big slam by Jeff Green, and Steve Nash has to call a timeout. So the Bucks have responded. The Nets had gotten it to within 5, 77-82. It was all downhill. It was moving downhill. The Nets were on the prowl looking to steal this game, and the Bucks have gone on their own 14-0 run. 6:24 to go. Up 19, 96-77. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back. Bucks up by 19 right now. They've gone on a 14-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds. The physicality of the Bucks overwhelming the Nets in the latter part of this fourth quarter, but Kevin Durant in his own right, looking to respond, attacking downhill, gets the dunk. 96-79. Still a chance. 5:50 to go. Durant with Landry Shamet on him. 7 on the shot clock. Giannis. Crossover dribble, right to left. Step back jumper over Shamet. He misses it off the back rim. Rebounded by Jeff Green. He gets it to James Harden. Kevin Durant moving downhill. Thought about kicking it out to Jeff Green. And we got a turnover by Durant. Durant with a number of turnovers tonight. Again, coming off of a spectacular magnum opus level performance in Game 5, 49 points, 15 rebounds, 10 assists. But tonight, the turnovers have haunted the Nets. They have 14 turnovers compared to 10 for the Bucks. Pat Connaughton for 3. He misses it short. Rebounded by James Harden. A 17-point deficit in today's NBA is nothing. You just have to knock down timely threes and make the opposition work a bit. But right now, the Nets just can't get it going. Kevin Durant misses that shot off the glass, working out of the post from the left block. Chris Middleton Pull up three over James Harden. Is fouled, completes the three, and will be looking to get the M1 for the 4-point play. 99 to 79 to 79, 4:45 to go. That should about do it. Just in terms of the momentum and what it takes to really have to dig deep and have to make another comeback. The Nets have gone all through this game with a number of runs to put pressure on the Bucks, but every time that they've done so, the Bucks have responded with their own runs. So we'll be back as the Bucks are up 20 with Chris Middleton looking to complete a 4-point play. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back as Chris Middleton completes the 4-point play, and the Nets have waved the white flag. We see Tyler Johnson, Alize Johnson, Chris Chiozo, TLC, Timothy Luwawu-Cabarrot coming in. The Bucks not quite letting up just yet. You still got Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday in the game with 4:10 to go. Chris Middleton knocking in the mid-range jumper. Bucks up by 21 with 4 minutes to go, 102 to 81. Giannis Antetokounmpo looks to have completed his night as Tyler Johnson sets up Alize Johnson at the rim for the layup. Head coach Mike Budenholzer calls a timeout with 3:50 to go. 102 to 83. Bucks up, looking to force Game 7 on Saturday, which will be a movie. Stay tuned for more, as this is a Game of Day by Zay, presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back as we finish up this Game 6 matchup between the Brooklyn Nets and Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks up by 19, looking to force Game 7 on Saturday. The Bucks actually had an 18-point lead in Game 5, looking to finish the Nets off with a limited James Harden. No Kyrie Irving, who's out for the remainder of this playoff series with the sprained ankle that he suffered in Game 4. All points were leading to the victory for the Bucks and the opportunity to close out this Nets team in Game 6. But the collapse led by Kevin Durant's magnificent offensive performance and then the offensive ineptitude down the stretch for the Bucks lended itself to this moment. This Bucks season was on the brink. A lot of people question whether Mike Budenholzer will come back, considering the playoff exits that we saw over the last 3 years. But when you think about how they've stepped up, how Chris Middleton has stepped up tonight, a playoff career high, 38 points. He scored 2 points in the first quarter. Since then, he's been on a mission. He has 36 points over the last 3 quarters. Giannis Antetokounmpo stepped up tonight, 30 points. His 5th 30-point game in this series. His 5th 30-point game in 6 games. Also, Drew Holiday stepped up tonight. We spoke about Drew Holiday's struggles throughout this series, not really shooting well and not really living up to the contract extension that the Bucks gave him at the midpoint of the season. But tonight, with the season on the line, he stepped up, Middleton stepped up, and Antetokounmpo stepped up. And while James Harden did come out and was very, very aggressive, making it difficult for the Bucks early in the game, drawing fouls, knocking down key 3-point shots, the Nets just weren't able to keep up with the Bucks for tonight. So Game 7 at home for Brooklyn should provide some added juice for the role players like Landry Shamet, like Joe Harris, and others. Jeff Green wasn't able to perform to the caliber that he did in Game 5. 27 points for him, 17 points for Blake Griffin in Game 5. But here tonight in Game 6, not the same level of contribution as Jeff Green, only 5 points tonight in 36 minutes. Blake Griffin had 12 points in 31 minutes. Joe Harris finally got out of his funk a bit, was 4 of 9 from the floor, 1 of 4 from 3. He had 9 points. Harden in 40 minutes had 16 points, 5 of 9 from the floor, 3 of 6 from 3. But with Harden, he was doing so much more. He had 5 rebounds. He had 7 assists. He had 4 steals. He was definitely looking at different areas and ways to contribute to the game. But unfortunately, like I said, they weren't able to get the same contributions from Jeff Green and Blake Griffin. Also, Bruce Brown didn't do much tonight in 5 minutes. Uh, also, Nicholas Claxton didn't do much to provide offensive punch as well. But again, we have the game seven. It should be a movie. Both teams understand they have championship aspirations. The Nets are favored in this series. They came into this series uh, looking to right the wrongs of the regular season with so many different players in and out. They were looking to provide their fans with a fully loaded Nets team, looking to make their run towards this championship. But the injuries have just been too much of an issue for the Nets to overcome at times. But when it matters most, game seven, you never know who will step up and what will be done. We're 43 seconds away from this game being done. The Bucks up 102 to 89. It's Thanasis Antetokounmpo at the free throw line, looking to get into the score sheet. First free throw for him is good. One of the things when we look forward to Game Seven, I would expect all of the stars to play the entire game. I would expect for the Nets in particular to try to exploit Giannis Antetokounmpo, especially when he's moving downhill tonight. He didn't get any offensive fouls called against him. He was moving very judiciously, especially early with how he attacked. He didn't want to pick up any early fouls that would jeopardize him for late in this game. Because of that, uh, it definitely gave the Nets cause to pause in some degree. They definitely tried to bait Giannis to take some jump shots, but again, he was very judicious in how he wanted to take his jump shots. When you look at his shot chart tonight, excuse me. When you look at what he's done, let me just get that for you in terms of his 3-point shooting tonight. Giannis hasn't taken any threes tonight. No threes tonight, 12 of 20 from the floor. His work was all in the paint, moving downhill, utilizing the fast break to get easy opportunities. That's how we need to play. Even if they bait you, don't take what they give you. You take what you want. Um, when you look at what Chris Middleton did, Chris Middleton again knocked down those timely 3-pointers when it mattered most. Whenever the Nets were making their run, they got it to within 5 on a number of occasions here in the second half. And every time they did, the Nets will go, or the Bucks were going to run to stretch the lead to 11, stretch the lead to 10, stretch the lead to where it eventually ended. The final score tonight, 104 to 89. Uh, the Bucks forced Game 7. We will be in Brooklyn. I will be broadcasting that game for you guys right away. We look at the final stats for the team. The Bucks shot 45%. The Nets shot 44%. The 3-point percentage. The Nets shot 9 of 30. The Bucks shot 7 of 33. Free throw shooting for the Bucks, 23 of 28. The Nets only got 14 attempts, 8 of 14 from the floor. The rebounding advantage favored the Bucks as well, 51 to 39. The assists even at 14. Steals, both teams got out and ran in terms of creating turnovers with 12 steals for the Bucks, 11 for the Nets. The total turnovers were even as well. Nets had 16, the Bucks had 15. But the points of turnovers, the Bucks, pardon me, the Nets were able to get 20 points off of the the Nets were able to get 20 points off of 15 Bucks turnovers. But where the Bucks were able to capitalize, where they were able to get points in the paint, they were able to get those timely threes, and their largest lead of the game was 21. They led wire to wire, and that's why we will be going to Game 7. So stay tuned for more. As this is a game a day. This is a game a day by Zay presented to you by the Ask Isaiah YouTube page. I'm Isaiah Rhodes. Thank you for watching. The Bucks defeat the Nets 104 to 89 in Game 6 of this Eastern Conference semifinals. Stay tuned for Game 7 on Saturday.